what the pandemic taught us was that, again, life is frail.
Yeah.
And things can happen not through anything that we did bad. The other thing that's happening, as somebody who's 40-ish, is you and your wife are both at a classic second midlife crisis stage. Now, I'm not saying it is a crisis for you, but it is a normal transition where you start to look around and say, well, what else is there in life? When you're in one of these periods that one of my former doctoral students who's now on the faculty at Bucknell, Udayan Dar, and I have been studying, he took the lead on, is liminality, when you're in this in-between space. When that happens, you very often look around you. I mean, if you're on top of things, if you're scared by it, you just drink or eat too much or gamble. But if you're in a healthy place, you start to look around and you start to notice your parents are not as active as they were. At 40, you may or may not still have your grandparents alive.
I do.
You do? Well, that's even better, because it's amazing that they're still alive, but still, they've got to be moving slower.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, your sensitivity to the fact that life isn't eternal, despite certain Marvel movies about superhumans, I think it makes sense that you'd be interested in this process. And I'm hoping that what you and your wife spend time, I should say, not more, spend time thinking about is how people morph their sense of purpose and vision as they age.
Mm.
Because I think the people that maintain an active, energetic life have allowed themselves to change. They haven't stayed rigid.
So how could you do that for yourself?
Well, first, you have to be at a place where you're willing to reflect. And not everybody is reflective naturally. Second, so be at a place, at a stage in your life. So it's better if you hit it at one of these 7 to 10 year cycles that I call the midlife crisis transition times. It often happens, around the 0 years, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. But it also happens when something external hits. Now, it could be negative, like a pandemic, or, a close friend dies of a heart attack, or it could be something positive, like the birth of your first child or your second child. Using those moments to say, okay, let me think about what life means is a very, very strong positive. The second ingredient, going back to vision and relationships, is it really is healthy to talk to others.
Yeah.
Who are going through something similar. So it doesn't mean you always have to talk to a coach or a mentor. It could be talking to some peers who are having the same experiences. I think the future of what we call peer coaching in groups is huge, where people get together to talk.
Yeah.
So those two ingredients seem to help the neurological and hormonal systems that allow the human mind and spirit to be open to a new idea.
Beautiful, beautiful.